Hey everybody, Chris with Up North AirGunner. So today I've got the Air Venturi Avenger, and I will tell you what, I'm going to make a bold statement. This is the very best budget PCP airgun I have ever shot. And yeah, so that is a bold statement, but I am definitely here to tell you today, this is it. So if you are just getting into PCPs and you've got a smaller budget, I've gotten some flack on my YouTube channel and on social media for a lot of the guns that I've been shooting cost more than my first car. So I really wanted to set out and see if I could build out the very best budget PCP airgun that I could find on the market. And I've shot a lot of them. So there's been a lot of different budget, let's say $300, $400 and lower air guns that are out there that are great. But this one is fantastic. So from a price point perspective, you really can't beat it. But there are things that are built into this gun that basically Pyramyd Air and Air Venturi, yeah, it was almost like they got a bunch of air gunners in a room with the manufacturer and said, okay, what's everything that you want in an airgun platform? Go. So basically, not only is the price point fantastic, but the performance, like you're going to see here in my quick demonstration, it is superb. Absolutely superb. So I've done very little tinkering with this gun. I won't really call it a full tune. So I've definitely played a little bit with the external adjustable regulator, and I've been able to crank it all the way up to 3,000 PSI for slugs. So what's awesome is this air tube right here, and there's actually an additional air tube storage here, holds 300 bar of air, which is a ton of air. So regulated right out of the box, this thing's about 2,500 PSI, but I've cranked it all the way up to 3,000 PSI to play with some slugs. And just with a really quick Allen key adjustment here in the rear, you can tighten that hammer spring up to balance out where you're at with that regulator. And if you're just getting into tuning, this is a great gun to really learn about the pressures and the hammer spring and finding that harmony with your gun to find maximum accuracy. So I really haven't tinkered too much with it. So the groups that you're going to see today was just with some minimal tinkering, just getting these projectiles at velocities that I know they like in other guns. So for instance, I'll be shooting the JSB 18.13 grains. A lot of my other 22s really like these at 890, 900 feet per second. Obviously with the slugs, these like to be pushed a bit faster, and so I've basically crank the regulator up, crank the hammer spring tension up, got these at about 3,000 PSI to shoot these. So let's go over some of the features of this gun that make this a gun that I can honestly say is the best budget air gun that I have ever shot. So yeah, let's check it out. So what I've done today is I've actually built out, I'll call this the ultimate $500 PCP airgun platform. We've got $299 for the rifle, about $30-35 for the bipod. You can put a Hawk scope Vantage on there that's in that like $150 range, and really for less than $500 you've got a pretty sweet platform. So if you're just getting into PCP air guns, this is going to be amazing. This right here I would take small game hunting all day long, and you'll see here in the accuracy testing that we're going to do here in a minute, this thing is a tack driver. Match it up with the correct ammo, find the right pressures, and you're going to be holding, you know, half-inch groups at 50 yards. I haven't shot it at 100 yards yet, but man, so far this thing is fantastic at 50. Before I tell you about all the good things about this gun, I definitely want to just, you know, kind of tame the expectations here. It's got a lot of features that you'll find on a lot of higher-end guns, but you know, it feels like a budget gun when you pick it up. You know, it's got a lot of, you know, plasticiness to it. You know, there's a lot of you know, composite stuff up here on the action, on the breech area. So when you first get this gun, it definitely feels like a budget gun, but once you get into all of the features, you quickly realize that this thing has got a lot of stuff crammed into it for $299. So yeah, I want to set some proper expectations here. You know, it doesn't feel like a $1,000 gun, but so far absolutely loving it. So yeah, so first off, let's talk about the top rail here. So this top rail is actually pretty slick. It can accept both Picatinny and dovetail scope rings. So if you've got a scope set up already with dovetail, you can use it. If you want to go with Picatinny, you can use that as well. So for this ultimate setup, I actually went with the UTG medium rings quick disconnect. If you put a $150 Hawk on there. You're going to have a fantastic optic in that budget range with a lifetime warranty. So up here on the front, I decided to pair it with a UTG bipod. So this is about 33, 35 bucks. So what's really cool about this is they've actually built the Picatinny rail right into the platform, so you don't have to go out and buy additional pieces. It's right there, ready to go for bipods, flashlights, IR flashlights for night hunting. So yeah, that is pretty slick. So right here under this little cap right here is your externally adjustable regulator. And what I love about this is how easy it is to access. Just take a flathead screwdriver and adjust that. And you also have a pressure release valve if you need to dump the air on your gun to either bring the regulator down. So if you're just transporting it and want to get rid of all the air. So just easy access right there. And so definitely love the externally adjustable regulator. That's a huge plus. So yep, on this side we've got the regulated pressure, and I've got it set at 3,000 PSI, slinging some slugs, finding like the maximum velocity on those JSB pellets, which is like hovering around 985, 990 feet per second. So when you crank this baby up, it can sling some lead for sure. All right, so I know this might sound kind of like not that big of a deal, but on a lot of guns, so I'm not sure why so many manufacturers are still using air probes. So what I love about this actually has just a normal Foster fill connection right there, so I don't have to worry about lugging around different fill connectors. So absolutely love this. So this also does have a removable end piece right here. So Donnie from Donnie FL does make an adapter that I believe will work with this. And if you put on, let's say, like a Tonto or one of his other smaller suppressors, you could add some pretty slick suppression there. But inside the barrel, it's shrouded. So basically it has an empty tube right here. So the barrel stops right about there. So you've got some shrouding there that does keep the decibel levels down just a little bit. But throw a Donnie FL on there and you are in business. So one of the things that jumped out at me on this gun, the first few shots that I took with it, is the two-stage trigger. The second stage wall on this thing, it breaks really crisp. I don't have a trigger weight measurement. You're gonna have to wait for one of the other channels to do a full review on this, but I can tell you, I would call this match grade. It's a fully adjustable, but right out of the box, I'm actually loving the break point. It's feeling really good. Really like the safety mechanism. Some other guns, sometimes they do things where they put like the safety on the trigger, which I absolutely hate. This right here, I really like the placement of that safety. And of course, you've got this cocking arm right here. And plus the cocking mechanism is just super smooth on this. So here in the rear, this is where you actually adjust the hammer spring tension. Just takes a Allen wrench, Allen key, turning it clockwise gives you more hammer tension, and counterclockwise less. And so really what you're trying to do, basic tuning, is you're matching up that hammer spring tension with the regulated pressure. So as you increase the regulated pressure, you're definitely going to want to increase the hammer spring tension here. So finding that harmony is always critical, no matter what gun you're shooting. So, yep, let's push it out here. We got our target location out here at 50 yards, stapled to a stump. So yeah, let's see what kind of groups we can get. All right, so first up we've got the JSB 18.13 grain exact jumbo heavy pellets. So at full maximum pressure, or about 3,000 PSI, I had these slinging out at like 985 feet per second, but for the sake of accuracy, we've got this down to 890 feet per second. So let's shoot a 5-shot group and see how this does. All right, here we go.
So yeah, we got a weird flyer on that 5th shot there, so I'm not sure if it was maybe a damaged pellet or what. So let's go ahead and finish up the magazine. Let's see what kind of group we can get here. And also, quick shout out to Chad Simon at Lethal Air for providing these awesome HD targets. Absolutely love these things. Definitely check those out. It is just over a 1/2 inch group. This thing is absolutely dead on accurate at 50 yards. This is absolutely awesome.
All right, next up we've got the FX Hybrid slugs. These are 22 grain slugs. So yeah, with these I've got the regulator now at 3,000 PSI for maximum velocity. So yeah, let's shoot a 5-shot group and see what kind of accuracy we're getting. All right, here we go. Nice. That is a good group. Man, I will take that. Man, that is freaking awesome for slugs. I will take that all day long. I will definitely say the Air Venturi Avenger loves the FX hybrid slugs in 22 grain, 22 caliber. Man, that is gonna be some awesome small game hunting right there. So, all right. Okay, that is an insane 5-shot group. I mean, that's even better than the pellets. That is absolutely nuts. Fantastic. All right, so there it is, Air Gunners, the Air Venturi Avenger. Again, bold statement, the very best budget PCP air gun that I have ever shot. If you're just getting into it, this is definitely, in my opinion, the gun to go with. I am absolutely loving this thing. So yeah, a huge shout out to Pyramyd Air for allowing me to get my hands on this thing to give it a first look. Definitely go to Pyramyd Air, get your order in because these things are gonna go fast. So yeah, so this is a first look. I have a lot more testing to do with this thing, but yeah, early results speak for themselves. Thanks everybody, this is Chris with Up North Air Gunner. Take care.